childhood molestation and sexual assault is covered up in so many black families to the point where the victim carries such a heavy burden and has to be around the perpetrator at family gatherings, at events, because the family refuses to call them out, their family refuses to banish them. The victim kind of feels like the black sheep of the family, and it doesn't really help them heal. It doesn't really help them get through. So it's really important to acknowledge their pain, acknowledge their guilt, their shame, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people in the black community brush it under the rug, and it's a generational thing. You hear stories, you start to swap, you hear, oh, what happened to so and so and their granddaughter, and their, it's very prevalent. And not only our girls, but our boys too. And they really don't have the space to say what happened and share their stories. And when they do come out and tell the truth, and say what's going on or what happened in adulthood or in childhood, it's like they're not believed and they're shamed to silence. So this really has a lot of things in adulthood that they struggle with, and they use these things to cope. In adulthood, they choose a lot of negative outlets to express this pain or to deal with this pain, to cope with this pain in the form of addiction, sexual addiction, alcohol, substances, in the form of, depression, or just being a really mean person, harboring a lot of ill will and feelings, and they perpetuate this onto their children if they become parents. So it's really important that, you watch who you leave your children with, that you pay attention to signs of sexual abuse in the form of, being discomforting, saying they have stomach aches, being fearful when somebody comes around. You got to pay attention, seeing them climb up. Never force your children to give affection to somebody that they don't want to. Never force them to hug and kiss and be uncomfortable with their body. You have to really teach boys and girls to be proactive with their body and to name their parts correctly, and to make sure that, they tell you things immediately. You want to make sure that you're watching them, noticing changes in their development physically.
Message.